we have NeuroScientific Biopharmaceuticals, ASX code NSB, an Australian biotechnology company developing novel therapies for immune-mediated inflammatory diseases following encouraging clinical results from its StemSmart platform. Joining me today is the CEO, Nathan Smith. Nathan, over to you.
Welcome, everybody. Thank you very much for being here. Now for something completely different. This is not about mining. We are a healthcare company. Company is NeuroScientific Biopharmaceuticals. And when I was having a conversation earlier today, before the talk started, one of the people I was talking to was talking about a young woman who had Crohn's disease, right? And I'm not sure if everyone knows what Crohn's disease is, but it affects people of all ages, all across the world, and it's a severe chronic inflammation of the gastrointestinal tract, right? People with Crohn's disease, especially bad Crohn's disease, they know where every bathroom is on their route from home to wherever they're going, okay? And you have 6 to 8 million of these patients worldwide. 30% of them do not respond to current treatments that are out there. And that includes blockbuster drugs like Stelara and Humira, biologic drugs that are very expensive. So these patients, their only option is surgery. And this is where our company, NeuroScientific Biopharmaceuticals, is looking to bring and develop a stem cell product that will then be able to treat these patients with Crohn's disease that are failing other lines of treatment. Okay, so more recently, the product that we have developed is a mesenchymal stem cell product. So these are stem cells that are obtained from adult bone marrow, and we're actually able to obtain stem cells from the bone marrow that have a very strong anti-inflammatory effect when used as a treatment in the body, right? So these stem cells are given as a treatment, and they go in and they hone into the areas that have high to severe inflammation, and they actually help the immune system calm down so that now the body can actually heal itself, right? So Crohn's disease is actually an autoimmune disease where your body is actually turning on itself, right? And these are notoriously difficult to treat because you have to retrain your body, or you have to do something to calm down your body so that it can actually fight the disease and fight the inflammation that's going on. That's what our product does. So the stem cell product that we have called StemSmart is actually a Western Australian developed, and we're a Western Australian based company. And it's developed actually by Dr. Marion Sturm, who is actually sitting here out of the Royal Perth Hospital, who has developed a patented manufacturing process that results in not just a stem cell product, but an activated stem cell product. So at the end, when we freeze it down before we give it to patients, these cells, as Marion likes to say, these cells are not happy. They're pissed off. And so when they get into the body, they're primed and ready to go to be able to seek and destroy the anti-inflammatory nature of the disease. So we've targeted Crohn's disease. When Marion was at the Royal Perth Hospital, we ran a number of clinical studies, and an earlier phase 2 study that was done on Crohn's disease showed that 78%, I think it was 80% of the patients that were treated had a clinical response to the StemSmart product. Okay, that's absolutely huge. And more than 50% of the patients actually went into remission. So they no longer had Crohn's disease as clinically, as measured by a clinician, right? And so that was back in 2017, 2018. It was a very small clinical trial at the time. Most recently, NSB acquired this asset, the StemSmart asset, in June of last year, okay? During that time, as we've been gearing up for another phase 2 trial, right, that's going to include the U.S. and be under the FDA, we've treated patients under the TGA Special Access Program. And this Special Access Program allows for patients that have no solutions for their disease, okay, to actually access an unimproved product like StemSmart. And so these patients that we've treated are actually a tougher subset of Crohn's patients they have something called fistulizing Crohn's disease. And so what happens with these patients, they have Crohn's, their Crohn's is so bad that they actually form fistulas in their gastrointestinal tract and their perianal cavity, right? And so their quality of life is absolutely horrendous, and they have no treatment options. We treated 4 patients with our product under the special access scheme before the end of the year. Out of the 4 patients that were treated, 3 of them produced a clinical effect. So they had greater than 50% of their fistulas closed, or 50% of the discharge was a reduction in discharge, right? Which is a significant response to a product like this for patients that really have no treatment options. And the 4th patient that didn't meet that threshold showed a partial response, right? So we know that the product has a clinical effect. And so our job now is, we acquired the asset back in mid-year of last year. Now it's to get it in clinical trials, get it in front of the FDA, right? Get it into patients for this phase 2 trial, partner for phase 3 and commercialization. And that's really our main strategy right now, okay? This is a platform technology, and it can also treat other diseases and disorders that have a very strong severe inflammation. So we are actually looking at the next, once we have the Crohn's trial up and running, we're looking at other diseases that we can actually go after with the platform technology. So, I wanted to stress a couple of things, right? Number one, it's a Western Australian developed and Western Australian based organization, right? Western Australian developed technology. So we're trying to take this Western Australian developed technology and become the next Mesoblast, right? I'm not sure if everyone knows Mesoblast, but it's the same product class, right? But we think our product's better. But that being said, we're playing in a slightly different space than where Mesoblast is. And I think being able to take this product from where it's been developed here in WA all the way to market globally to be able to treat patients and get access to patients for Crohn's disease is something that is really our main aspiration. So special access program, we had 3 of the 4 patients that were treated that actually responded and showed a clinical effect. We have a phase 2 trial starting at the end of this year. And if there's anything I've heard through all the talks today, it's that we have to make promises and deliver on those promises for the market. And that's our promise, is that we will be initiating that trial by the end of the year for Crohn's patients. And so it's really exciting days, and I'm glad to be able to share that with you. And thank you to Jane Morgan Management and the team, and thank you to the NSB team here. And again, look us up, stay informed with us, and all the great things that we'll be doing as we move throughout this year and into next year. Okay, thanks.